Welcome. Peace, YouTube. Welcome to the peaceful part of YouTube where we read books and learn from masters. The African origin of civilization, myth, or reality by Dr. CHEIKH, translated and edited by Mercer Cook. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome. You gotta switch it up, and with so much going on. I was like, I have to. I've had a full, full day, and it's just magical. So we're graced by the ancestors watching over us every step of the way. We're reading from page 114 down the bottom is where we pick up this 19th book reading edition. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Peace. Make sure the sound is great for everyone. Other common cultural features exist between the West and Black Africa. Ker equals house in Egyptian. Wolof in Britain. Dang equals taught in Wolof and Irish. Dun equals island in Wolof equals closed, isolated place on land in Celtic and Irish, whence we get names for such cities as Verdun, Chateau Dun, Lug Dun Lions, and so on. It would be equally enlightening to study the relationships between the exchanges of consonants in the languages of Brittany and Africa. To this same influence, we must attribute the existence of the god Ani among the Irish and Etruscans. The Egypto-Phoenician impact on the Etruscans is quite clear, as it is on the Sabines, whose name and customs suggest southern Negro civilizations. The distinction just made between the two cradles of civilization enables us to avoid all confusion and mystery concerning the origin of the peoples who met on the Italian peninsula. Sabines and Etruscans buried their dead. The Etruscans knew and utilized the Egyptian sarcophagus. These populations were agricultural. Their life was ruled by the matriarchal system. The Etruscans brought all the elements of Egyptian civilization to the Italian peninsula: farming, religion, arts, including divining art. When they destroyed the Etruscans, the Romans assimilated the substance of the civilization while eliminating those aspects most alien to their Eurasian patriarchal conception. In this way, after the transitional period of the Tarquins, the last Etruscan kings, the Black matriarchal system was completely rejected. The end of the ancient world, the beginning of the new. Black culture, in its forms most foreign to Eurasian conceptions, was evicted from the northern Mediterranean basin. It would not survive except as a substratum among the young tribes that had introduced to civilization. The substratum, this substratum was nonetheless so hardy that we can determine even today how far it extended. To all this, we may add that the Roman She-Wolf recalls the Southern Negro practice of totemism, and that Sabine seems to contain the root of Saba or Sheba. Consequently, if one wished, the history of humanity could be quite lucid, despite the repeated acts of vandalism from the days of Cambyses through the Romans and Christians of the 6th century in Egypt, the Vandals, etc. We still have enough documents left to write a clear history of man. The West today is fully aware of this, but it lacks the intellectual and moral courage required, and this is why textbooks are deliberately muddled. It then devolves on us Africans to rewrite the entire history of mankind for our own edification and that of others. The same Negro influence also accounts for a linguistic fact reported by von Wartburg, who stresses its breadth of usage. Peace. Welcome, everyone. Divine days and night. Awesome. Now, the peaceful part of YouTube where we read books and learn from masters. I'm Master Fitness Trainer around the Riley. And I wanted to make sure I came on here, give you the reading, some peace. You can just breathe, listen. If you have the book with us, you can read. We're pushing towards 700 subs on this peaceful part of YouTube. So thank you so much. Feel honored to be here. Thank you. We're in the 5th chapter of this book, page 115, down at the bottom. The change of LL into DD, a cacuminal sound pronounced with the tip of the tongue curled back to touch the palate, sometimes with the lower part of the tongue. In Sardinia, Sicily, Apulia, Calabria, is not without importance and interest. According to Merlot, this particular mode of articulation was probably due to the Mediterranean people who lived in the country before its Romanization. Although cacuminal sounds also exist in other languages, the articulatory change here proceeded on so wide a base and in an area so vast, extending across the seas, is so clearly archaic that Merlot's conception certainly appears true. Pot and Benfey have long since revealed that cacuminal articulation introduced into Aryan languages spoken by the invaders of Deccan came from the underlying Dravidian populations. That's okay. We know the Dravidians still are here today in parts of India. And, yeah. Divine days and nights. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, it's Harlow. Page 116 at the top. Accordingly, the introduction of cacuminal sounds into the Aryan languages of India when that country was invaded by unpolished Nordic peoples is due to the influence of Dravidian Negroes. It can be assumed that the same thing happened in the Mediterranean basin, the more so since Egyptian and Negro languages are saturated with these cacuminal sounds. Furthermore, in pre-Columbian Mexico, the fact that the peasants were buried, whereas warriors were cremated can be explained by the distinction outlined above of humanity's two cradles, whites from the north and blacks crossing the Atlantic from Africa probably met on the American continent and gradually blended to produce the more or less yellow race of Indians. A brief explanation is in order here. When I write that Arabs and Jews, the two ethnic branches known today as Semites, are mixtures of black and white, that is the demonstrable historical truth long dissembled. When I write that the yellow races are mixtures of black and white, this is only a working hypothesis, worthy of interest for all the reasons cited above. Although scientifically attractive, the hypothesis that man existed everywhere at the same time will remain inadmissible so long as we fail to find fossilized man in America, a continent not submerged during the fourth quaternary, when man appeared and on which we have all the climatic zones from the South Pole to the North Pole. As already indicated, it would be most helpful to have a systematic study of the roots that pass from Negro languages, Egyptian and others, to Indo European languages throughout the period of their contact. Two principles could guide us in such a study: the anteriority of civilization and forms of social organization in Negro countries such as Egypt. Two, the fact that a word expressing an idea of social organization or some other cultural aspect may be common to Egyptian and to Latin or Greek without appearing in other languages of the Indo European family. For example, Maka, veteran in Egyptian, Mag, veteran or venerable in Wolof, K, Mag, K Mag. He who was great, venerable in Wolof, Kaya Magan, the great, the king. The term served to designate the emperor of Ghana from the 3rd century to approximately 1240. The language was Sarkole, or a neighboring tongue. In any event, it was obviously related to Wolof. Magnus, great in Latin. The Latins did not count in history before 500 BCE. Calais Magnus, or Charlemagne, Charles the Great, first emperor of the West. Mega, great in Greek. The root Magnus is not found in the vocabulary of Anglo-Saxon and Germanic languages except as an obvious borrowing from Latin. Mac, Scottish proper name. Kora, musical instrument in West Africa. Or Chora, chant in Greek. Ra, Re, Egyptian god, symbolized by the sun, title of the pharaoh. Rag, celestial seer, god whose voice is the thunder. Rex, king in Latin, which in the Romance languages becomes Ray, or Roy, whereas in the Anglo-Germanic we have only king or König. In the same connection, we could study the word hymen, which may be related to Negro matriarchy. This suggests men, matrilineal, descended in Wolof. It means breast in Egyptian in Wolof. It designates the first king of Egypt, whose distorted name is Menes. Thus, in this name, The idea of matrilineal transmission of political power is implied. It was not by chance that the Sudanese king, whose first codified the sun cult in Nubia, bore the same Mendial. He was either contemporary with or earlier than many's. We'll pause right here, right? Keep going. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I wanted this midnight edition, We've been, I just took my late walk, had a great nap, and been meditating a lot. And I saw the full moon still out. I know we're waxing gibbous, but I seen it with my own eyes. Just so beautiful, just sitting there. And east, south, southeast. What an honor. I told you, and when I came on this last book reading, I did the honor to my grandmother, right? And now you see the wonderful war bonnet, headdress, all white. Thank you so much for the likes and subs. I really value the support. Now, I know it's not easy being here reading books on YouTube, but for me, it is. I have a lot of people say, man, that's heavy stuff, Rel. And it's like, hmm, is it heavy? Well, we learn that with working out. It's only heavy if you haven't been lifted. So this is foundation information for me, listening to the masters before us and honoring them. It's a way to attract, enhance your magnetic energy as well as your spiritual energy honors that. So enhances your electrical magnetic field, period. And so life is good. Here we go. All things considered, when the Nazis say that the French are Negroes, if we disregard the pejorative intention of the affirmation, it remains well founded historically, insofar as it refers to those contacts between peoples in the Aegean epic. But that is true not only of the French. It is even more applicable to the Spaniards, Italians, Greeks, etc. All those populations whose complexion, less white than other Europeans, has wishfully been attributed to their southern habitat. What is false in Nazi propaganda is the claim of racial superiority. But certainly a blue eyed, blonde Nordic race has been the least mixed since the fourth glaciation. These Nazi theories prove what I said about the insincerity of the specialists. They show, in fact, that the Black influence on the Mediterranean is no secret for any scholar. They pretend to be unaware of it, yet use it when they feel so inclined. I have to drop a pin there. That's majorly important. Again, racial superiority, Nazi propaganda. These are false doctrines that have seeped into the presence of the subconscious. Blonde hair, blue eyes, those are recessive traits. We know simple things like type 1 fast twitch muscle and fast twitch muscle fibers, type 2s. You look at running. No one beats the Africans, whether it be from Ethiopia, Kenya, Yemen, doesn't matter. Long distance are type 1 muscle fibers. They have the perfect muscle fibers, type 1s. See, with the speed and the type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers, that's because we're a hybrid over here. So you see the fastest come from, the hybrids, as well as, all over the world. But there's a set fact. And again, when we accept the facts, you can move forward and elevate, right? I read these books on here. I know it's shutting my algorithm down crazy. I seen it literally cut in half. And I love it. I love it because I'm still going to do it. You can't stop me at all. I've been a winner all my life. And each book, each reading to me is a win. So you're a part of a winners channel. Thank you so much for being here. According to Lenormand, in the 14th century BCE, the white Japhetic Philistines invaded the coast of Canaan. They were conquered by Ramses III, who destroyed their fleet and thus removed any possibility of their return by sea. The pharaoh was compelled to eh, find a way to relocate any entire people deprived of any means of departing. He gave them land, and the Philistines settled there. After 2 centuries of development, they destroyed Sidon. In the 12th century, during the period when Troy, aided by 10,000 Ethiopians sent by the king of Egypt, was overthrown by the Greeks, the Phoenicians founded Tyre, which welcomed the refugees from Sidon. This was the Tyrian epic of relations with the Etruscans, first called Tyrrhenese, which gives us the name of Tyrian. See, and we'll pause right here. It's been so peaceful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Right? Thank you so much. Oh, hi, it's Heart Love Jay. Thank you for being here and reading with us. I will put a brief vocabulary in the description, and it's complete. And of course, I got a lot going on. I have another seminar tomorrow where we're going to discuss the harmonic vibrational as well and some pressure points. It's going to be incredible. All right. So, happy June. Let's have a glass of love water for those that have elevated, our friends and family, those are close to us, as well as for all that life we have been given. We have to be thankful and grateful to have these abilities, right? Divine days and nights. Yeah, let's have a glass of love. So grateful and thankful for all I have now and all that is coming to me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. So grateful. Mm. I love you. I love you. I love you. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for being here. Much love. Peace, you two. Yeah. Gratitude. Yeah, the midnight edition. So we are going tonight to the indigo cloud. Full restoration. Clear seeing vision. Love you. Thank you so much. Love you, Grandma. Love you, Grandpa. I love you, Mom, Dad, sister, brother. Right? We shake it up on YouTube. I know it. I know it. Look, it's going on. I'm here. I love it. Ay, 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 ay. Love, 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 love you. I love you, you. You know, I love myself. Peace, peace. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you in the indigo cloud for restoration. It's going to be nice. Gonna see some long vision, going past lives and then, speak with some of our past lives. Look forward to the future. What is all coming. Nice heart love. Peace, peace.